What's going on,
And
everyone?
welcome, welcome.
Welcome to Awesomebility episode 2. Today is very exciting because you're not just going to see the three of us, okay? We have a special guest for today's session, right? I'm excited because the topic that's going to be presented today is something that I can really relate to because in Popcorn, what we do is we actually help a lot of professionals to aspiring business influencers to position themselves on LinkedIn, right? But this time we have an expert when it comes to influencer marketing, right? And I'm excited about this session today. Nini, who are we having today, Nini?
Hi everyone, my name is Nini Chong, and I am very excited for episode number 2 of Awesomebility on Air. And just like Amin mentioned, and also because we promised, right, on episode 1, we promised that we will be bringing in experts into Awesomebility on Air. And we have with us here today Carliff Rizmal Carleel, who is the head of influencer marketing of Innity Corporation Berhad. I've always wanted to be an influencer. I think, right? I want to be, and I really don't know how to be an influencer, and I am excited to learn. And I thought that, okay, why not get an expert lah kan? And since I know an expert, so here we have Carliff. So Carliff, how are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for having me, Nini. I mean, Adelina, my pleasure to be on your episode 2. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Happy to have you here together with us. So I just want to say, before I let Khalif introduce more about himself and also what Innity does, right? I would like to do a little shout out to Popcorn. Yandaro Al Amin is the CEO and co-founder of Popcorn, and I also have my chief creative officer from Ministry of Marketing Asia, and myself, I am the founder of Ministry of Marketing Asia. What we do is we do social impact initiatives as a sustainable and profitable marketing tool. So yeah, there you go. I think now it's time for us to have Carliff to speak more about himself as well as Innity. Go ahead, Carliff.
Thanks, Nini. So maybe I'll start with introducing a bit more about Innity and about Passionation and what we do. So Innity is basically a digital advertising technologies company. We are public in Malaysia. We've been around since 99, so we've been around for a while. As you can imagine, being a public company and being around for over 20 years, we have our footprint across Asia Pacific. So we have offices in Singapore, Thailand, Hong Kong, Philippines, across 11 countries in the region. So Passionation itself is the influencer or the brand for our influencer marketing solution, which I head for the group. But we don't just cover influencer marketing. Influencer marketing, as mentioned before, Innity is a digital advertising technologies company. So we do content marketing, we do programmatic, we do display ads, we do anything or everything that has to do with online advertising. And we work with all the big 6 agencies in Malaysia and across the region. So your Publicis, your Densus, your Group M's, and also with SMEs and direct clients alike. Yeah, so a bit more about Passionation as well, just to give yourself an understanding. So Passionation is like our influencer marketing solution. We started it about 2 years ago, of course, in the more familiar influencer marketing, environment, which would be your premium influencers and your celebrity influencers, those individuals that have millions, if not hundreds and thousands of followers. But as the business grew and as we saw the need for it, we launched a mobile app called Passionation, which is available on all the app stores, the Apple App Store, Android, and also Huawei, where we connect aspiring content creators, big or small, to be able to collaborate with brands directly. So we work closely with the brands, our clients, and we offer opportunities for any individual that would like to monetize and earn from their social properties through campaigns on our app.
That is brilliant. So what you're saying is that people can actually connect with you and speak to you about their end-to-end campaign marketing solutions, digital solutions. And during our chat before we went on air just now, you also spoke about now you have offline solution as well, right? So
Yeah.
end-to-end. That's
That's
awesome.
right. That's right. So everybody knows the pandemic hit. It was a situation where nobody could expect, even for us. Um, for us, we actually saw an increase of the client requests coming in because, as you can imagine, all of the offline budgets where they would usually allocate for activations, for events, all couldn't be done. So all of that was moved to us, and we were basically supporting our clients as much as they could online during those 2 years. And as the market started opening up this year, we saw an opportunity to assist and support our clients in connecting the gap between offline and online, because we believe that both are part and parcel and both are important, that should be pushed consistently and concurrently at the same time. So what we provide is a new way of doing events. We are not an event organizer. No, we are an event partner. So we are there present in branding and in activation as well during the whatever organ activation or event with the client hand in hand. Mm. So recently we did one with Pantene, exciting one. We were in Desa Park City, we were in Sunway Lagoon, and basically we did a mobile hair salon, and we were giving out free hairdos and free products from Pantene. But at the same time, the mechanic was to basically connect those real consumers and turning them to genuine marketers by having them post and recommend Pantene to their friends, followers, colleagues, whoever that is in their social network to basically see Pantene's activation.
All right. So I think for the benefit of those who are watching, right, maybe you can give us a little bit of brief in terms of what influencer marketing is, and
Mm-hmm.
then how is micro influencer different, or is it like a subcategory of influencer marketing, right? Because I'm hearing from what you're doing right now is that you're actually taking any average Joe with some Instagram followers, a certain
Mm-hmm.
number of Instagram followers to actually promote the product and stuff, right? So yeah,
Yep.
so let
Right.
us know about that. What is this whole influencer marketing and micro influencer about?
Sure. So I think when we hear influencer marketing, everybody thinks about, oh, is this celebrities, these people that have a lot of followers, and people that how you say do this professionally full time, creating content, 4 or 5 pieces of content a day. So, but in Innity and in Passionation, we believe that everybody has influence, regardless of how big your following pool is on social media or on your social media properties. Um, so, of course, again, as I mentioned earlier, we started with the premium influencers. This is the more common known word for influencer marketing, or where people relate to, they would think those premium influencers. But what we find, as mentioned earlier, is that everybody has influencers. We can influence people that we know, and if I may say, that has more pull even because these are the people that you know personally. If you were to recommend something to your colleague, your family member, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or whoever, they would really trust your recommendation. So this is where we come in. We understand the challenge where aspiring content creators or influencers have when starting out, because um, I think the main thing is the job itself, right? They still have maybe 1,000 followers and they just only started to create content. But to get that branded deal, oh, so difficult because they're going head to head with those influencers that have 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 followers. So what we do is we provide the platform to connect certain individuals, the average Joe, like you say, I mean, people like you and I that have social media that want to monetize their social media platform. Again, we believe everybody has influence, and it goes a long way. We did one campaign with Huawei where we collaborated with 1,000 influencers. 100 of them were the premium influencers, but 900 were the average Joes, the average Jane, the people like you and me. And the impact was substantial. It was a launch of a mobile phone. The 900 posts that the normal average people were posting garnered more transactions and conversions off of Huawei's website. So this goes to show that actually, when it comes to purchasing, when it comes to conversion, recommendations coming from people that you know personally work better as compared to those with higher followers. Those with higher followers, of course, they have a point that we engage with them when we want to do certain awareness or branding activities that we want to shout out to a huge group of people. But when it comes down to actual actionable results, we find those in the long tail perform better. So this is where we believe, again, everybody has influence. That means everybody has the opportunity to be an influencer. It's just getting the recipe right, and collaborating with the right platforms to connect you with the right opportunities, the brands that are looking for you. Mm.
So that means if I have a certain number amount of followers, I can already become a micro influencer. So what makes a micro influencer a micro influencer? Is there like a quota for them to be entitled to be called a micro influencer? And what makes an influencer a big influencer? Is there a number to it? So I'm like a bit confused right now in terms of the
Sure, sure.
numbers. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so in general, right now in the market, influencers are split by tiers based on the followers that they have, right? So the premium influencers or the mega influencers, those are the ones with 1 million upwards of followers. And then those that have 100,000 and above, we coin them as macro influencers. And then those that have about maybe 30K and above, those are micro influencers, right? And those that have below that, those are nano influencers. So again, everybody has influence. Everybody can have an impact, and everybody can support a client or brand's objective. It's just the brand itself right now is a lot of educating with the, I would say, SMEs mostly, because they are more used to relating influencers with the celebrities or the mega influencers. But for FMCG brands, for brands that are really how you say aggressive in their marketing, it's nothing new for them to engage with nano influencers and micro influencers. They've been doing it all along. It's just that now it's more prevalent because there are platforms like Passionation that provides them the opportunity to collaborate with general consumers at scale.
So
Sorry, me and Amin, we are in the same office lounge right now. So because of that, I just want to do a little shout out to Le Meridian for sponsoring the venue for us to run Awesomability on air today. So we are at a beautiful club lounge right now, 33rd floor, the 33rd floor, yeah, at Le Meridian itself. All right, so I love what you have just shared, right, Carliff? But I would like to rewind a little bit to the thing that you mentioned about, how offline and online it is important, right? Both are important. I think that is the alignment of Awesomability, what we think in Awesomability, online and offline. Personal branding is very important. And how do you think that if I were to build my personal brand as a micro influencer, right? If I want to start building my brand, how would online and offline reputation building, personal branding is needed? And why do you think that it is important?
I think as an influencer or aspiring influencer, the link between offline and online is very important to my understanding, right? Because what's offline is what's real for them. So that's where the content will come from. So this, if you ask me, I've spoken to so many of our influencers, and they always talk about, Carliff, what do I talk about? What do I post about? I know I want to do this, but I don't know what to talk about. And I always say, start closest to home, meaning what are your passions? What do you like to do when nobody is looking, right? That's where you should actually pursue your content, because that's what you're familiar with. And the internet is a huge space. There's there's millions, if not billions, of people online that will relate to whatever thing that you think is minute, is small. There's a market for everything. There is. So it's just about the person putting it out there consistently, and as you go consistently to improve the quality. I always speak to a lot of influencers as well. They think they know it all already, which I disagree. There's always new tools, there's always new platforms, there's always a new way of doing content. So there is no different from an established influencer or an aspiring influencer. The learning process is ongoing, and with mobile phones right now, the ability to create great content off this device in your pocket is amazing. You have photo editors, you have video editors, you have even, how you say, content planners that will help you keep you in check to make sure that you post consistently, so that your followers have something to engage with. Um, so it's very important ini, the offline and the online, as for an influencer, because the offline is where everything comes from, right? It's where uh, uh, whatever content that you're going to be focusing on, whether you're a parent, whether you're a hobbyist, or whether you're a professional that wants to talk about finance, that's where it all comes from. And the more real you are about it, it comes off on camera as well. So be genuine, be real, and always talk about what you're passionate in. And because people can tell, people can see that you are talking about something that you truly love about, and how you speak, whether you are stuttering, and how the video content or the video quality is all second. It's all about the message first. All of that come after. Mm.
So that's very interesting. Alina, you have a question, is it? You want to ask something?
I do
Okay, go ahead.
actually. Yeah. Thanks, Amin. So Khalif, you spoke about quality, and then later on mentioned that quality comes second because that authenticity and the message that you want to send right from your heart to your audience is primary. That's what's more important. So I just wanted to ask you about quality, right? So a lot of the times you say, oh, I can't do this because, oh, I have to edit the video, I have to edit the photos, I have to do this, I have to learn this, or I need all these production tools. And that's very common. People want to say, oh, people think influencer, oh, I have to have my lighting, I have to have my phone, I have to have the tripod and all these things. So what are your thoughts on that? Is it just, a lot of times you say, oh yeah, we have all the tools, the video editors, in our phone even, right? But a lot of the times, is with the people I've observed and I've spoken to, it's like, oh, but not good enough, not good enough. I need this, I need a crew, I need people who can help me to shoot and things like that, right? Or help me to hold the lights. uh, so what are your thoughts on that? Do we start just like, hey, I'm just gonna take my phone and bring around and, hey, look at this product? Is that more impactful, or is that something that people should think about more of? Or no, you need to have at least a good lighting or things like that. So what are your thoughts on that?
You know what? I totally agree with you. I've met a lot of people that want to do it, but they have a million and one excuses on why they can't post that first video. It is the perfectionist in them that is stopping them. And that's the worst thing, right? Because you're not putting your stuff out there. Putting your stuff out there is the biggest win. If you had an imperfect video and you posted it every day, I swear it will do better than the person that has the perfect video but posted once a year, right? So it's all about consistency. It's all about the content. The quality, you know what? Yes, of course, you should aspire to provide better video, better audio, better lighting, but it's secondary. That comes after. You improve as you go. Your videos will get better, your sound will get better as you go. But staying religiously disciplined to churning out the content is the most important for you to have a successful persona and build a community that follows you online. Because if you're not posting, there's nothing to follow. For a good example, during COVID, if you all remember, there was the Indian couple that blew up, and all they did was share their love of cooking, right? All they did there was no lighting, there was no audio, There was no sound, nothing. It was just a phone camera and the husband there recording and the wife cooking. That's it. And they blew up. So that's a good example of genuine content. And people feel genuine content. They feel it as a part to something that is really, how you say, produced. Production should come later when you find the connection with the content you're talking about.
Carliff, I have a question from the audience, and I think Apollo, you are from the Philippines, right? I'm just looking to your profile right now as well. Manpower Group Philippines. He has a very valid question. His question is, if everyone is being seen as an influencer, then how do you separate the truth from the noise? But it seems like the pandemic seems to spawn self-proclaimed influencer everywhere. What do you think about that?
Thanks, Apollo, for the question. You know what? True. There are a lot of people out there that just wants to be an influencer, just wants to get on the boat, just to earn something from this. That's where businesses like ours, like Passion Nation, we sift through our users to make sure that these are not bargain hunters. These are not people who are just posting, who want to partake because they want free stuff only. So we sift through their profiles to make sure these are genuine people that brands will be able to collaborate with. So we do have our own team that goes through all our profiles every quarter. So if you can imagine, our numbers get larger every day. We get new downloads every day. So this review system that we have gets more and more taxing, but it is part and parcel of what the service that we provide to make sure that the quality of said influencers, whether they are premium or whether they are nano, to be 100% genuine, that they are truth and not noise, as Apollo says.
Cool stuff. I'm curious to know as well, because it's interesting to say that I'm always curious to know more about how our belief is about influencers. People have is that you need to be good looking, you need to have a certain type of body, right? You need to be young and energetic. Is that true? Your thoughts and your point of view on this.
Okay. So let's be realistic, right?
Uh,
The influencer marketing, in perspective, is just the new age word of mouth, right? We've always had marketing, we've always had influencer marketing, but dulu was we go to the pasar and we talk to our neighbor, and the neighbor will go and try. That was the original influencer marketing, right? But now it's just more digestible, and not just digestible to the two people talking, but to everybody else that's following the two people. Um, 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 yeah, so influencer marketing itself nowadays, the word of mouth. Sorry, what was the question again? I lost myself. I lost my train of thought. What was the question
no,
again?
because people always have this belief that in order for you to become an influencer, you need to have a certain amount of
Looks. Right,
look.
right. That's right.
Yeah, it's
So
the
again,
looks.
truthfully,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks, Amin.
you
Thanks,
know,
Amin. So
go ahead.
truthfully, I won't deny those individuals that naturally have the perks of being more attractive, look better, and people find how you say, sexy or beautiful or handsome or whatnot. They don't even usually have to post much content, and people will just follow them already because of their looks. And it's like that since a long time ago, right? I mean, even people in magazines and whatnot, usually they get picked. Why? Because of looks. But what I have seen with influencer marketing now um, is open up the opportunity for the everyday Joes and Janes that might not be, like you might say, traditionally beautiful or attractive under the normal societal scope, right? Um, but it opens up that opportunity for them to build their own community and portfolio online. So I really don't believe that is the same as before anymore. I know a lot of people that you might, I don't know, deem as overweight or unattractive or whatever it is, but they are hugely successful online. Why? Because of the content. The content is the most important. When people can resonate with the message that you're passing on, when people can resonate with the individual, I think looks and whatnot, it becomes second as well. But of course, realistically, it might give you that little boost in the beginning because you're attractive. People want to follow somebody beautiful and whatnot. But you also get the certain type of people that are, I would say, maybe your followers are a bit more superficial because they're following you for a specific reason, your physique or your looks. Whereas when a person has a huge following but is solely based on their content, then I would say these type of people are the best to collaborate with. Why? Because whatever message they send out, 100% resonates with their followers because it's all about their message.
So I want to go deeper with this because I'm one of those average Joe. Okay, I'm not like the most good-looking guy in the world. Okay, I have to admit that I've surrendered to that. What is
Ya
it
ke?
that so I surrendered? Okay. So
Too modest, too modest.
what is it? What is it that all of this average Joe that becomes very successful in terms of being building up their influence? That perhaps you might have a view on this, and you've seen it in the industry, right? What is it that they do that makes them different, right? Is there certain things like if there's a tip for us average Joe, for you to give us some hope, right, so that we can actually become one? What would that be, Carliff?
Again, I think my main advice, not just for the average Joe, but everybody, is to talk about your passion and fully embrace your passion and have zero, I say, don't be shy at all. Champion your passion and put your content out there. Hit record and just talk about whatever you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be structured even. Like I said, it's all about putting content out. And I promise you, I mean, if you were to follow my instruction and talk about whatever that you want to talk about, but every day you post twice a day, consistently, and you're not talking to get followers, you're not talking to get anything back from anybody, but you're talking to give, right? You're giving information, you're sharing your love of something. Give, and I promise you, you will get followers automatically. Yeah,
Good one.
it's all
It
about
is.
consistency. Yeah,
It is all about. You were saying
it's all about consistency.
consistency. I love that word, consistency. I just want to hook this conversation to the consumer behavior nowadays, right? I think there have been many research, many data that is showing consumers are smarter now. So basically what we consume online, right, is divided into two segments. One is entertainment and the other one is information, right? When I say that consumers are smarter now, people would like to consume information, educational content, and different types of value depending on what verticals or industries, right? So I just want to hook this to the research that have been done among consumer behavior. So of course, consistency is a need, but really, if you are able to elaborate more on how people are consuming information or different types of value to personal branding, if I am building myself as a micro influencer, then for example, if the brand that I am posting for is a digital brand, right? What kind of branding do I need to get aligned to a brand's campaign, for example? So do I need to, so for example, you spoke about Huawei just now. So my personal brand, people know me as a mompreneur, right? People know me as a social impact strategist. And how would I align my personal brand to gadget, for example? Or can I do that? Or do I only go for a brand that is diapers, food, beauty product, mommy product, kids product? So that building that my personal brand and getting that alignment of the brands that I am working with as a micro influencer.
Understand. So I think I heard a few questions in one there. I think the first thing that I want to address is that the approach of wanting to get like commercial deals with a specific brand and then molding your content to it is wrong. You don't want to, that to me that won't be your personal branding anymore. You're molding your brand in order for you to get work from a specific client, right? Usually, that's not what we do. We don't tell our influencers or our users to, hey, this is how you should carve your brand. Therefore, you can get a job from this mobile phone brand or this beauty brand. That's not how we work. We would consult and speak to the influencers and find out what their passions are, and ask them to build on that. And from there, we connect them to the relevant brands that will be looking for individuals like them. So I really disagree when some people come and say, hey, I want to do everything. I want to make sure I have my digital. I want to have my talk about my mom, being a mom, or talk about being my specific hobby or whatnot, so that I get business from A, get business from B, get business from C. That spreads you out really thin, and to me, you don't have personal branding. You're just trying to be a jack of all trades in order to get that commercial deal. That intention alone is going to shoot you in the foot already. It's a bad way to start. The best way, again, is to be, look really deep in you and see what is it they are spending most of your attention, if not your time in your physical time doing. Where is your mind always going towards? If you, let's say, if an individual doesn't have any hobbies or doesn't have anything, right? Then what is it that you pay a lot of your time to? Are you looking at a lot of video games? Maybe video game is your content. Are you looking at maybe, I don't know, self-improvement videos? You're looking at Jordan Peterson. You're looking at all these people trying to improve yourself. Maybe that's your lane, right? That you're really passionate about. But it needs to be you need to be honest with yourself, and also it needs to relate to you. And then I recommend that that's what you focus on when you start thinking about, my main intention into getting this is to get business from Huawei specifically, but I don't like phones, I don't like gadgets, I don't like anything to do with that. So I mean, it's crazy, right? If you were to do that, I mean, yes, I understand maybe the money portion is important, but that approach usually does not work. It needs to be something that you are truly passionate about, and that will pass off on screen, and then the community will come, and then the business will come.
Very cool. I think I just want to touch on that because you talk about things that people are passionate about. I'd like to bring forward and want your thoughts on people who are what we call in the industry multi-passionate creatives or multi-passionate people, right? So there is a group of people who are passionate about a lot of things pretty much equally, right? Like, okay, maybe I like lifestyle and fashion, and I also like digital and tech, and I like beauty, or I like community service and things like that. So what are your thoughts on that? And is that something that people who have multiple passions and they're really passionate and they go for all of it, well, maybe not like 10 or something like that, like maybe a smaller number. Let's look at a smaller number, right? What are your thoughts on that?
So I'm not saying that there's no influencers that talk about multiple categories. There are many actually, and they're very, very successful. But if you look at what they do, when they started, it's all focused on one. It's all focused on one lane, one category that they're talking on. And then once that builds, and then they start introducing other categories that they start talking about to grow that community even further. Then you have a person following you because you're a parent. You have another person following you because of, your love for plants or whatever it is, right? But for the, like Amin said before, like for the average Joe, for the person that's trying to get into a content creation, it's best to keep your mind focused and to keep your strategy focused as well, because when you spread yourself too thin, then it becomes, very messy. And to the person that's just following you as well, let's say I saw your video about self-improvement. Oh, I really loved it. I followed you. Great. And then next week you post about something else. And then next week you post about something else. So to me, the person that wanted to know more about your passions on self-improvement, I lose interest and I leave you. So it's the hook that's important. That every person that follows you, they need to see that, yeah, this is what you embody, this is what your brand is, and this is what your passion is. And as you go, that person will be with you forever already because they know you. And then you can expand further as your community grows. But to do it all in the beginning, I really advise against that. So pick a lane, even though you might have 5 or 10 passions. What's your number one? And talk about number one first. And then maybe once you get to a point where, hey, I have grown this good. How you say it, 1 year has passed. Let's say 1 year has passed. You've grown up to 10,000 people already, and you feel like actually, in my comment section, people are asking me about, hey, I realized you have a cat. Maybe you can talk more about your cat. You can actually base off people's engagement with you to kind of mold the content that comes after. So is this the best influencers or the best content creators? They look at what their audience is saying and they consistently engage with the audience. That's another thing. I've met a lot of influencers as well in that we do business with. They ask me, why is it that I'm following the strategy, right? I'm posting consistently. I'm growing as well still, but not huge. But how do I get there even bigger? And when we look down even closer, is the engagement portion. They do zero engagement. They don't talk to the audience. The audience will leave a comment or will ask a question. They don't answer. This will affect as well. So because other people actually sometimes they don't post stuff, but they will see somebody else posting. That's the same question that they want. So they're waiting for the answer. So if you don't answer, then you lose out a lot of long-term passionate followers, and you might even lose them in the long run. So it shoots you in the foot. Again, I like to say that because by not engaging, that's the second portion that's most important after getting them on board, right? Yeah, engagement, huge importance. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Okay. I just want to do a quick shout out to Richard Kerr. Hey, thanks for being here, Richard. I love your content on Twitter. Uh, I think Richard himself is a business influencer himself, right?
Yeah.
Thousands of followers.
Hi,
Yeah.
Richard.
He is awesome with his storytelling, right? Richard, I'm a fan. Just want to say that.
Richard is a Sabahan.
Exactly. Okay. I think one question that I'm really interested to know is this: because you have worked with different levels of influencers, right? You have the nano influencers into all the high end. Um, what is the differentiating factor between those high level influencers and the aspiring influencers? Is there certain things that they have that we can learn from, right? I know you talk about passion, you talk about content, but is there like a secret sauce that makes all of this huge giant influencers to become where they are today? Maybe you have a secret sauce for this. What do you think?
What is the secret sauce
Mm,
to the successful influencers?
yeah.
Hmm. You know what? I feel like I'm a broken record. I mean, I'm so sorry. You asked me the secret sauce. Really, the secret sauce is picking that lane for someone who's going to start, right? Picking that lane, a genuine lane, not a created lane, something that you're truly passionate about, and really committing to getting your content out there. And then, of course, I don't mean, like Adila mentioned before, quality is important as well, of course. But what's more important is getting the content out. There's so many people out there that say, I want to be influencer, I want to do this, I want to do that, but they just don't put the video out. Why? Because they are the perfectionists. Oh, my lighting is not right. Oh, my sound is not right. Oh, my editing is not right, and they just don't get the stuff out there. Uh, and that is the biggest factor where they, how you say, shoot themselves in the foot and don't allow them to grow or even start. Yeah, I think the secret sauce really is the discipline in being consistent. Really, even if you don't have much to talk about, some people then they end up doing a blog or a catch up video, just them talking, right? No specific content, or maybe it's a video about Q&A. of them picking through the questions that the followers have asked before, and answering those questions. But what's most important is putting it out. A good way to start for the newbies or aspiring influencers, for me, whenever I talk to them, is to set a schedule and commit to it, right? The best times for Malaysians, if you're Malaysian, the best times for Malaysians, you want to choose after work or after dinner, right? These two times, everybody usually is on their mobile phones. You catch them for like 30 minutes, 1 hour, and you have a video post that is 10 minutes, 50 minutes, perfect for them to digest at that time, right? So pick a time, pick a lane, pick your content, make sure you commit and do it. And as you go, keep improving. Get the right tools, download the right apps, learn from university. YouTube is amazing. I'm an avid student of university YouTube in for everything, for my new hobbies, for the house I'm renovating, everything. The information is there. It's just whether you want it or not.
Nice. And I think what we want to do at Awesomebility is to help you to pick that lane, just like what Carliff have just said, right? So if you would like to claim your free personal branding discovery worksheet, right, so that you are able to pick that lane, join our Telegram group, and from there you will be able to claim that free worksheet. We are about Awesomebility is about giving you value, learning together with you and sharing with you what we are learning along the way. And I think, Aries, my last question to you would be,
Sure.
If I were to start, or if anyone would like to start my journey to be a micro influencer, right? Because I think that micro influencer is a career, really, right? And what do I need to do first? What is maybe the 3 first steps that I need to take?
So personal branding is huge. It's very important, of course, for you to have that persona online for you to follow. So 3 things, right? First thing, pick that lane. Choose what is it you're going to talk about. Secondly, record it. Whatever it is, just record it. And third, post it online. No qualms. Just post it. And you will learn as you go. I think starting is the biggest obstacle for everybody. And one thing that I've seen, and one thing that I know about social media and the digital world, there is something for everybody, and there is everybody for something as well. That means whatever that you choose to talk about, there'll be somebody that will want to listen to you, that will find it interesting. But unless you put it out, they will never find you. So you need to just, anybody that wants to do it needs to commit and pick those dates and pick your lane, hit that record button, and just hit post. And if you need help to connect to brands, download Passionation as well. We'll connect you to those brands.
Sorry, cool stuff. We are almost at the end of the session today. So Carliff, last one. What's next for you? How do we get connected to you if you want to, know more about this whole influencer marketing thing? How do we connect with you?
So you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram and Facebook as well. Just search Carliff Rizmal Carleel. You'll find me. I get reached out a lot on LinkedIn actually to collaborate with brands or even with other like-minded individuals on exciting projects. So we're working on many different things right now. As mentioned, my pride and my baby, the Passionation app, is available on all the app stores, on the Apple App Store, on the, Huawei, and also Android. So we are providing lots of opportunities for new content creators and all as well to collaborate with brands more efficiently. On Passionation, you'll be able to see the different collaborative offers or campaigns that we are putting out on offer, where consumers like you and I, or more established influencers, also can apply. And if the brand finds that your persona and your content and whatnot is in line with what they're looking for, then they'll approve you accordingly. And yeah, that's your boost to start. And also Passionation also provides a lot of training and a lot of sessions in collaboration with a lot of our partner brands as well, where we bring sessions for aspiring influencers to learn about the tips and tricks. This could be about maybe learning how to use the tools, or even planning your content, how you say, schedule for the week, for the month, for the year. Yeah, we do a lot of trainings. And yeah, you can find us on all our social medias as well for Passionation. We're on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're on all of them. Just search for Passionation, and yeah, you can connect with us or with me through any of those channels.
All right. Richard, connect with Carliff. I'm talking to Richard right now. I know you're there, okay? Because you're a big influencer. I know you. Okay. Okay. By the way, before we end the session today, let's just do one round. Nini, key takeaway from today. What would that be for you?
Sorry again, because we are at the same place right now, so you may be listening to some echo there, right? I love this session today because I see, I've always seen this, right? That a personal branding can actually bring you a whole lot of income, right? And there is already a specific career for that. So if you would like to be a micro influencer, go on ahead and connect with Carliff. I think the key learning that I am getting from this is consistency, not only in producing your content, but also consistency in your personal brand. So again, if you would like to claim your free personal branding discovery worksheet, go on ahead and join our Awesomebility Circle Telegram group so that you are able to do that. I just want to say this, personal brand is not something that you build overnight, although you are able to create a certain level of influence by posting regularly, right? Because there's always that bang that you can create in like 2 weeks and 1 month, right? But that is not sustainable unless you are maintaining it really, right? It works a few years or a couple of years maybe, and be consistent in your personal branding. That is something that I am getting out of this, and I love this because the word consistency is one of my favorite words. Over to you, Adelina, if you have any last thought.
Thank you, Nini. And I can attest that yes, consistency is Nini's favorite word ever. So that will be coming up more and more, consistency. But my takeaway from this is the topic on passion and quality, right? So stick to something that you're passionate about. So it's not something fabricated. You're going to talk when you're passionate about something. You can just talk. There's so many topics, subtopics that come with that you can continuously churn content from genuinely. So that authenticity, the people, when people are consuming the content, they know that you really stand by the content that you're putting on. So I think that's the takeaway, and also the quality. Just put it out there. It's okay. It's not perfect. Just put it out there. You don't need to amass first. Put it out.
That's right.
So that so that's my
Mhm.
takeaways. Back to you, Amin.
My key takeaway is like what Richard is saying, consistency. I agree with that. And you know what? Sometimes, a lot of times, we like to complicate stuff. Khalif make it in the most simplest way possible. Your passion, right? Pick a lane, pick up the bloody camera, and start posting the content up. Okay, guys, it's as simple as that. Okay, great sharing, Khalif. Thank you so much for that, guys. Do connect with Khalif, right? Connect with every one of us as well. Thank you for being here. Just to end the session today, we will see you again in the next 1 week, right, Nini? I'm looking at Nini right now.
Tuesday next week.
Tuesday or Wednesday?
Wednesday next week.
Okay, right.
That one is different live show. Yeah, Awesomebility is every Wednesday at 1 p.m.
Right. So with that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And with that, you are awesome. I'll see you again next week. Goodbye.